DDoS?
Yeah, I got broken packets on my. I just looked at my fucking inside my router settings. Yeah, somebody DDoSed me offline, bro. I told you that this is not a conspiracy. This actually factually happens, yo.
Dude, this is the next video. I got DDoSed while people were exposing the truth.
Oh no, this is like the next 8 videos, motherfucker. But
exactly.
We're on a VPN now, and we were talking about 2022 SeigeOC. You were saying?
Yeah. Where did it cut off?
I just start back from SeigeOC, and I can fucking edit shit together.
Sweet deals. So SeigeOC had the entire spotlight on him, basically. Siege is creating drama, attack Siege, blacklist Siege, go after Siege, you know, the whole works or whatever.
Yeah.
But they completely missed the entire point, which is like Epic and Bird and whatever and Quag were all, you know, hurling these blacklist things and shit like that, right? They completely missed that point and they just went after Siege. Siege ended up taking the video down, but privating his channel for like 3 months afterwards until all that heat settled down. Because he was getting attacked like crazy. And everyone who was attached to that video were also kind of in that same hot water. Not as bad as Siege, but it was to that point. A little bit later on into 2022 as well, I get a DM, and the DM basically says, someone on the stream team basically like felt bad for me because they suggested my name to get onto the stream team. It wasn't ThiccFila. ThiccFila did, but it was another person. Basically said that they suggested me to join the stream team, but that higher ups essentially said, we are not considering Bflattened at this time. He's not on our, you know, list to hire onto the stream team for essentially the Lilith chest glitch, the arms race, and also that video. Now, there were multiple people who suggested me to get onto the stream team. There was Thick, there was, I believe, Moxie at one point, Lazy Data at one point, the list goes on. There was a lot. But every single time they came back with the, we are not currently considering this person for doing that. The other person who was suggested on that list was someone named Professor Hacks. Professor Hacks was a person who would drop builds via like save cloud on consoles so that people could get builds and save files that PC players could get, but console players can't get that. So he was essentially the person who was doing it for PlayStation and Xbox, and he was dropping these builds.
Okay.
Gearbox didn't like that, so they basically blacklisted him as well for that.
Is that the dude that was listed in Quag's
yeah, Hacks.
Yes. Hacks XD.
Okay, yeah, no, I know who Hacks HD is. I just didn't know him as Professor. I've never watched his content, but it's popped up in my feed before. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, Hacks was in my community. I would dupe him my save files and send them to him on console, and then he would drop builds to just like everyone.
Yeah,
on console.
Basically, console players of both consoles could get PC save files, is what he would do. That was his community work.
That's actually
basically.
like pretty good work right there. Like one of the biggest things that we've had is getting fucking save files onto consoles over the years. Usually, you like back on PS3, you had to use like fucking Xbox Breaker or fucking like brute force and shit like that, and like you had to really like put your computer like security at risk downloading these weird fucking programs that could have all sorts of Trojans and shit just to try to fucking like. That's why I don't understand why we never had cross save files that we could just send back and forth through the shift system. Makes no sense.
Yeah, they made it easy because they added that to Borderlands 3. Well, you can't send the save file, but you could send gear.
That's bullshit though, because Borderlands 3's cross-platform still don't work to this day, yo.
Yeah, but you could. I sent him like all the gear from save files, and then he would dupe it all.
Okay, so go ahead. You're talking about he's doing the fucking save files. He got blacklisted.
Yeah, so he got blacklisted off for basically doing that. He also dropped the the thing that he did to rebel against this whole blacklisting once he found out was, remember the exclusive like creator skins that were out for like a year that were only for the stream team, like the Anubis Flackhead or whatever.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So what he did was he took all of those skins and he dropped it for everybody to have a year before they actually publicly released for everybody in emails.
Yo.
That was his kind of revenge.
That's exactly why Randy Pitchford called me an e-terrorist back in the day, because inside one of the loot drops that I used to do, I gave out the Gearbox creators skin. I mean, the Gearbox fucking employee skin, that ugly ass brown and fucking orange shit inside Borderlands 2. That was inside one of my fucking loot drops that I was giving people on fucking consoles. Yeah.
E-terrorist, that's funny.
They literally, why do you think they made the Borderlands 3 content creators fucking, like, the content creators are the enemy of Borderlands 3? Because our constant barrage of fucking, the fucking Gearbox and Randy Pitchford's fucking Twitter over the years. Like, I know this sounds really fucking, like, narcissistic and shit, but if you think about it, right? My fucking cadence at the end of all my videos since I've been doing YouTube, because I've been doing YouTube since they had a 5-star rating system. I say rate, comment, subscribe. Tyrene's whole thing, like, comment, obey. They literally ripped my whole fucking cadence off and made me the fucking the bad guy of Borderlands 3. I'm dead serious.
Dude, they did.
Dude,
no, they definitely did.
Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys like, comment, and obey! Bitch, what? That's me!
Dude, they definitely did, because Randy Pitchford says content creators are e-terrorists, and that's the bad guy in Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. Because he blames us for fucking Borderlands 2 having fucking all sorts of fucking, you know, constant backlash and shit with the community fighting against, you know, like, everybody loves farm and loot nerf midgets. Well, you're welcome, motherfucker, because I mobilized the community and we got that fixed in 24 hours. Do you know how big of a shitstorm you have to create for fucking Randy Pitchford to change something in 24 hours?
Yeah.
Like, crazy amount. Like, we fucking mobilized our community so much against them. And then when the pre-sequel came out, we fucking asked them about targeted loot drops, and I don't know if you guys saw my, you know, Randy Pitchford destroys the pre-sequel in one tweet video, but in that video, fucking, I show you that Randy Pitchford told everybody, he was like, well, go play a different game if you want targeted loot farming. And he said that during the weekend that Crota's Raid came out, bro. He literally killed the pre-sequel with one fucking tweet, pushing everybody away to Destiny the same way he did with Battleborn. What's Battleborn? Well, it ain't Overwatch. Well, what's Overwatch? It's a better game. Now, they killed Battleborn. But he blames content creators because we fucking led a mass exodus back in the day. Me, Goth, and Baru all took our community over to Destiny. That's why content creators are the enemy in Borderlands 3. And I told you, they tried to do this with me during the pre-sequel's life cycle. They didn't want me fucking covering Destiny and shit like that. It's kind of funny how I say that they wanted me to not cover Destiny all these years, and then K6 talks shit about Destiny all these years, but now he's not under contract, but he wants to accept a Bungie contract to fucking show for Destiny during the worst time that Destiny's ever had historically. Like, he's doing the same shit over and over again, bro. It's just a pattern of repeated behavior, and people, like you said in the SeigeOC video, they're so emotionally connected with these fucking content creators through, it's almost a parasocial relationship, because like you heard Termex say in his video, he's been watching K6 since he was young. He looks up to K6, you know what I mean? That's like a parasocial fucking relationship, which is why I always do 3-part episodes. I fucking do the first video, which tears down your character, then I tear down your content, and then I make my point. Why? Because if I make my point in the first video, you're gonna be too emotionally invested in it to see the fucking facts. I have to fucking destroy the content and the character and fucking get you emotionally invested before you're willing to take the truth and the facts. Do you see? That's where Siege fucked up. Is he put all his information in one fucking video, and everybody that's already emotionally invested into like K6, Jolts, and all these EpicNNG and fucking lazy datas and shit like that, they're so invested and they put so much time and money. It's like a sunken cost fallacy. It's almost like I've put in thousands of dollars into these content creators. I can't stop now. Like, it's all gonna be worth nothing, right? You know what I mean? Like everything. Like you know, that's how this shit works on YouTube, which is why, like I talked with ThiccFila earlier. Sometimes I have to be a little bit more sensational. Sometimes I have to be over the top. Sometimes I have to make a fucking a thumbnail with K6 looking like he has jizz on his face, but it's ice cream. You know what I mean? Like fucking. Sometimes you got to do that to get people emotionally invested before they can fucking take the facts.
It's funny how you mentioned K6 because kind of my perspective sort of ends on that note, and it also connects to the video that you posted today. It was the the K6 you know, knocks down smaller creators, etc., and you posted the so it ends there basically. That was all happening because of a developer stream on Twitch from
yes sir.
It was Wonderlands.
Yeah, the Wondercast with Mitsu and Texas chick. And y'all motherfuckers were waiting 40 minutes for a developer to show up, and they were just bullshitting around, and y'all were like, come on, man, stop wasting our time. Give me the details.
Yeah, so it was an hour-long cast, and they said the developers are coming on the end to answer questions about like the future of the game, DLCs, and everything like that. Yes. And you're like, I'm invested in this. I need this information now. We're looking for like a brighter future for Wonderlands. Everybody was on that kind of like mindset.
Yes, sir.
And then you get 4 people talking about, I loaded up Wonderlands for the first time in, you know, etc. amount of time, and no one wants to listen to that for 45 out of the hour-long conversations that are there. We want like the information. So what ended up happening was we finally got to the point where the developers got on stream, and everybody was irritated because of this. They announced the PLC, and people were just really disappointed with the announcement of the PLC. Someone on a burner.
Understandably.
Yeah, the PLCs were garbage. Someone on a burner account told an addict Quag to basically unalive, and it was completely out of pocket for no reason, and Siege tags him and just goes like LOL or something like that, because he thought it was like, you know,
because edgy humor, you know, some people enjoy the edgy dark humor, and whatever, it is what it is.
Because Quag was defending it, right? Quag was defending the PLCs. He said, like, this sounds cool, you know, whatever. And then someone tagged him and said, you know, unalive, right? And Siege was just, I don't know why Siege did that. He has his reasons, but that's, it could be edgy humor, it could be whatever, but he didn't really, you know, add to it. And my sort of comment to the PLCs and disappointment was that I said, and I quote, "This ain't it, Chief," which is kind of like an off sort of unprofessional comment of saying, you know, I don't like this.
Yeah, that's not cool, bro.
It's not a slur. It's not anything that's, you know, terrible. It's not an attack. It's just, this ain't it, Chief. You know, garbage.
Bro,
next.
You don't even have to defend it like that. Like,
yeah, no. Anybody out there that fucking takes offense to somebody say that ain't it, Chief, then you need to fucking reevaluate your life and possibly go get a fucking duster and blow your pussy out.
For sure.
So Quag made that tweet that you posted in your video, attaching me to slurs, to hate comments, to unalive comments, to everything like that for saying this ain't it, Chief. K6 on Twitter made multiple tweets tagging me directly saying, and, you know, making sarcastic comments like, hey, this tweet ain't it, Chief, you know, that sort of thing, kind of just poking fun at me and shit like that. And Quag basically sent that list to K6 to kind of spread it around the community to block and blacklist everybody. K6 blocks TermX, Siege, and I believe somebody else, but he unfollows me. He doesn't block me, he just unfollows me and makes like a couple of sarcastic tweets like, hey, this ain't it, Chief. Several people from my community were like, you know, that's like, this ain't it, Chief. It's not really a bad comment, right? Like, you're insane for that.
Yeah,
And then he
no,
made that dial back saying that it was knee-jerk reaction, and
that's K6's MO. Is, oh, I'm sorry. Like, after he's fucking called out for fucking doing something in the wrong, he's like, oh, it was a knee-jerk reaction. It's a knee-jerk reaction. I'm under a lot of stress right now. It's like, that's not anybody else's problem. Your stress is your own problem. It's not anybody else's. You taking your fucking problems out on anybody else is fucking your own problem, not anybody else's.
it's not, yeah, it's not anybody else's responsibility, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's, your emotions are your problem. That's why I say, look, man, I fucking post videos, you know, if I say what I gotta say, if you take what I gotta say wrong, then that's on you. I have no responsibility for the way you take the words that I say. I can only say what I say and let you, you know, take my words for how I say. If you think I come off as bitter and jealous, then that's fine. That's no big deal. But you can't deny that we're not making fucking headway in the community. I mean, K6 and Jolts' fucking views are down right now for the last 3 months. They're just steadily going down because people feel like they were lied to and they were betrayed. Because, like I said, they like, just because you disclosed all this shit on Twitch doesn't mean that your biggest target audience on YouTube had anything to know about that. And they should have. They had a right to know that they were paid by Gearbox and 2K. It's disingenuous.
I don't know if anyone else has been following along, but like, you can kind of see the connections from like 3 or 4 years ago up until today.
Yeah, no,
You
it
know,
all
just
ripples
kinda-
all the way to the state of the Borderlands franchise today, because
There's
nobody
connection.
knows whose opinion to trust on this. So nobody really bought into Tiny Tina Wonderlands.
I sent you a follow on Twitter, by the way. I'll
Okay.
throw screenshots to you
Yeah,
for some of the things that I said. If
I
you
told
do
you,
whatever
bro,
you want
it's-
with those.
Yo, people think that, like, I'm joking about this shit. Nah, this shit's fucking real, yo. Like, people, like, there are people out there that want to silence this because it's hurting their business. You know what I mean? And it should hurt your business because you have pretended to be a fucking, you know what I mean, a pillar of the community when you're really a shiller of the community.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think we've ever got into a voice call since this entire thing. I just wanted to say thanks for backing me up throughout the entire time.
Yeah, I got you.
Thick basically defended me, and, you know, friends of mine who were dragged around as well throughout this entire time period. So that was
Here's the
cute.
thing. I don't know if you guys noticed this about any of my videos. ThiccFila probably watched the ones I put up about him, but I don't take personal shots at nobody, yo. I put facts and information. I might call you a shill, but when you look at the fucking actual definition of a shill, it means you were paid to promote a product. That, like, if you have a problem with me calling you a shill, that's your own fucking personal issue. I'm just speaking a factual observation from my end.
If the shoe fits.
Yeah, no, trust me, I got a lot of shoes to fit, motherfucker. But people think because I swear and I collect shoes and I smoke weed that I'm fucking an unintelligent person. Like, they fucking underestimate me at every fucking turn. But like when it comes down to it, I'm always down for a rational, calm discussion. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Bflattened's fucking, you know, content or anything, but I know who he is. I've kept tabs on him because that's my job as what once was a fucking leader of this community. You know, like, my job is to know who these content creators are that are underneath me, what they're doing, and fucking, you know, how we can, you know, push some of these creators to the top that I like their content, and I think they should fucking be seen. And ThiccFila's was one of them, yo. I liked ThiccFila's content, yo. I was like, yo, this guy's got good content. You could even, I'll show DMs of fucking shit where I've never said a bad thing about ThiccFila. He just started trolling me with him and fucking Crypto on fucking Twitter for no fucking reason. Apparently they don't like me because I'm fat. Oh well, that doesn't make me a bad fucking person. What makes you a bad person is fucking selling out an entire fucking community for a McDonald's paycheck. That makes you a bad fucking person. But fucking like ThiccFila's, I was about to put him in my shout out video. I don't know if you saw the video I made where I said fucking this the new Jolts dude, and I shouted out Hellfire, Dark Smoke, and McCagle. McCagle at the end, I wasn't gonna shout him out. He has 60,000 views against like 200,000 views of fucking video. He doesn't need a fucking shout out. That was supposed to be ThiccFila's spot in that video. But as soon as I fucking as soon as we got done having that conversation, him and fucking Crypto just went on some fucking tirade to try to impress fucking K6, and I'm like, bro, y'all are on the wrong side of fucking history right now, and sorry, but like that's just the way it is. And not once have I ever taken a personal shot at ThiccFila's in any of these videos.
I think they bought into the gaslighting, man.
They did. They drank the fucking Kool-Aid, and I've been trying to fucking show you guys. Look at Gearbox's whole commentary on Borderlands 3 on what they think about fucking content creators. They think we're evil cult leaders, yo. When Gearbox is the evil cult leader, they've literally fucking got these motherfuckers like chomping at the bit for fucking pennies on the dollar. Like, Google's got plenty of money. You know how much Google got? Like, Google be paying creators millions of dollars a month. Like, why the fuck do you have to take Gearbox's money, bro? Fucking, if you make 1 million views a month on YouTube, which is fairly easy during a fucking booming content time like Borderlands 3 or Borderlands 4's drop's gonna be, fucking, you're easily making $3,000 a month, right? And you're talking about these are creators that are getting millions of views a month before they're getting their Twitch paychecks. Like, these motherfuckers don't need this money, and they're still doing it, and that's why it's wrong. I could see if, like, Jolts and K6 were struggling and they're fucking living in destitute and they're on welfare and shit and they needed that money. No. But they're making $20,000 a month, 8 million views plus a month. Like, why would you take that money? There's no reason to at that point. You're already fucking banking.
That's the hard thing, is that bigger creators, in comparison to smaller creators making content in the same realm, there's always a huge gap. The big gap is bigger creators will have early access to things. They can prep videos in advance, they can post videos in advance, they can stream in advance, and they get the sponsorship money and deals. Smaller creators don't get any of that.
You don't actually need pre-release though.
But
you really don't.
The thing is that's where they're selling you on the Kool-Aid. Is you see all these big content creators go into these releases, they're rubbing elbows with Jack Black, and they're about to go into a fucking Hollywood movie release and hang out with like Eli Roth and fucking Kevin Hart and shit like that, and fucking like they're selling that to the smaller content creators that are literally taking fucking, like you said, you made like $200 on the stream team or some shit. I don't know, fucking some fucking arbitrary small amount, right? It doesn't matter how much it is. It matters that it's a very small arbitrary amount that you're not really getting paid much for that, right? But what they're selling you on is the Kool-Aid that you're drinking, that you're gonna be the next in line, the guy that gets all the fucking pre-release content and all this shit. And the problem is that these content creators aren't bringing up anybody else because they don't want to risk their fucking, their spot, and they don't want to become the next MorninAfterKill, who brought up the Gothalions, who brought up the Barus, the Jolts dudes, and the K6, and watched every single one of them fucking pass them. And they think that I'm bitter about it, but never once. You'll still find me in Gothalion's channel. Me and Goth are still cool to this day. He had to unfollow me last year on Twitter when I got fucking, fucking canceled by a bunch of fucking fat bitches on fucking Twitch. But, they fucking, I don't understand. They're like, I said, I love fat bitches. They're like, he's fucking misogynistic. And I'm like, but I love fat bitches. But they don't understand. But like I said, like they literally sell you on this fucking dream that you can be the next one in line. And that's why everybody falls in line. That's why ThiccFila's turncoat on me. If you notice, you guys watched today's video, right? The ThiccFila's video?
Yes.
Yeah.
You see in those DMs, I did nothing but congratulate that fucking dude. I was nice to him. We talked. We had a good fucking time, and then he turned coat and fucking started trolling. Why? Because he thinks him and fucking Crypto are gonna make some fucking album, some diss track, and K6 fucking comments on it. He's like, ha ha ha, this is funny. And now they think they're next in line to be that fucking dude. They want to be Himothy. You know what I mean?
When you were talking about creators getting bought for silence, there's also another side to that as well. There was also creators who were bought for popularity. One of them attended the stream team later on, Glitching Queen.
Yeah, no, Glitching Queen, and they had like Carnage and shit with the new tales from the Borderlands. They always pay like they're called fucking toe dippers. They're just people that fucking.
Well, she joined the stream team.
They go from community to community, and yeah, she joined the stream team because they got in on that marketing call with that call that I had with Lazy Data and K6. She had another call that she was on with like Jolt's dude and them, and that's why they released all their Borderlands 3 101 guides and shit, because they were paid by 2K, commissioned marketing vidgets. If you watched me in my exposure of 2K, I've shown in those slides that they have commissioned guides for fucking YouTube channels and shit like that. Like, and none of them disclosed any of it. Not one of them.
The funny thing about Glitching Queen, she released a glitch on the very first DLC, Handsome Jackpot, that you could basically farm Freddy over and over again and one-shot him if you hit him in the head, because he's like level 1 or something at the time, right?
Okay.
So there was that glitch. The problem is that someone that I was friends with named Hambro posted that video a week before she did, and then she posted the exact same thing. And when I say the exact same thing, I mean the exact same video and footage that Hambro uploaded. And the reason why I know it was the same one is because Flack's pet was named after what Hambro named it, not hers. No credit was given, nothing. Hambro comments on that video and says, hey, this is my footage, this is my glitch, I made this a week ago. And that comment actually got deleted, and I believe he got blocked from her channel.
Well, yeah, no, these content creators, if you don't like what they say in the comments, they will delete your they patrol their comments all day long and delete any negative comment that you fucking post on. It's all for image, man. I'm telling you, these are not good people behind the scenes, 100%. But
I don't know if I tossed you any new information.
Nah. But it's nice to hear other people put it, because when I say it, I sound like I'm bitter, I'm a hater, I'm jealous, and shit like that. But then when they hear it from other people's mouths and they hear the same stories, but different fucking characters being involved, but the same fucking repeated behaviors, like I said, it just shows you that these aren't just one-off mistakes that these content creators are making. These content creators are actively working to suppress smaller channels while lining their pockets and selling out the community for fucking a McDonald's paycheck, yo.
And that's just my side. There's a total bunch
I
of
would love to
people
I don't fuck with SeigeOC because he's part of the crypto crew and shit like that, and they've spent the last 3 months fucking attacking me for telling the truth. But fucking I would love to hear what fucking Siege has to say about that shit, because I'm pretty sure he has some behind the scenes interactions with some of these motherfuckers that people would love to hear.
I know for sure that Crypto used to be part of Epic's crowd, and a thing that he shared was Quag and them, they had a private Discord channel, and that private Discord channel was only open to select people, and it was used to basically attack and diss other creators. Jolt's actually made a tweet about that to basically say, hey, knock that shit off, but that was around for 2 years throughout the Borderlands 3 time period. I can find it.
That
absolutely.
would be nice.
That's what I said earlier about
like
Quag.
I don't make a video on anything unless I have like facts and evidence to back it up. But everything that you and ThiccFila are talking about is literally the other side of the coin from a different perspective of what I was talking about today in Termex, in which I have all documented information from what Termex has posted publicly and told me behind the scenes in that DM that I posted today in fucking.
Also, I want to say I don't know what Discord Bflat's talking about. When I said that earlier, the same thing about Quag earlier was before he was a content creator, because we were in a different Discord, and I guess Bflat is
like these motherfuckers engage in shady activity amongst many communities. It's not just within the Borderlands community; it's within their own personal communities as well. Like these people.
I'm saying that's like that's like a proof though, because I was talking about that before he was a content creator. I didn't even know Bflat had one too.
Yeah, no, I get you. Like I said, it's all different. It's corroborated evidence from many different people. And I've spoken to many people, and some people refuse to come out about it and shit like that. Like fucking, like I said, I'm not gonna throw Goth under the bus, but Goth and Baru were like the first two people to kind of give me a breadcrumb and send me on the trail. You know what I mean? Like, and that's like the least they could have done. And like even Goth hit me up back in the day, and he's like, "Yo, this is a professional courtesy between me and you because of everything you've done between me." I could show you this fucking DM too. It's like, this is a professional courtesy between me and you and everything. But knock what you're fucking doing off right now, because 2K is thinking about suing you. And I was like, I appreciate that. Thank you for the heads up. I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing, but I thank you for the heads up. And he's like, at this point, I have to sever ties with you. And I was like, I get that. I understand that 100%. And to this day, me and Goth still talk. Like, I harbor no ill feelings towards Goth over that shit at all, because I understand, how business works. But I also understand how business works and how this content creator shit works. And I understand that I can make a difference in this community if people are willing to just open their minds and listen to what people are saying.
That's precisely why I'm here. I saw the video today. I was gonna watch the video and head straight to bed, and then at the very end, I saw that Quag tweet and I saw my name in there, and I was like, damn it, that's part of my story. Okay.
Yeah, no, and this is why I do what I do, because once people see that one person is willing to stand in the mud and take the fucking slinging, then it's a little bit easier, because when you have more people to sling mud at, then there's less people taking mud in all together. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you start to believe these motherfuckers. You're like, damn, if they're willing to stand in the mud this long and take this, like, they might actually really fucking believe this shit. Like, this might be something to look into, and maybe I'm willing to listen to them. And it takes a while. It's a process, and I'm not here for people to like me. I'm here to expose the motherfucking truth. That's all. The only personal shots I've ever taken at fucking K6 was for him being in fucking West Virginia. But that, like I said, goes to context where, he's from West Virginia. He lived a very simple life before this whole YouTube shit. And then Gearbox opens the door to fucking Hollywood premieres and shit like that, and meeting fucking celebrities pre-release to Borderlands 3. That's a very powerful aphrodisiac to sway somebody into, even if he's not, like, consciously doing it. Like, the reason why he thinks Borderlands 3 is great is because it was the best time of his life. He was hanging out with Jack Black. He was being flown out to fucking California and seeing things and living a life that he's never got to live. And that's why I mentioned that he's, like, living a podunk life from West Virginia beforehand, because when you look at the fucking contrast between what he lived and what Gearbox dangled in front of him, then fucking, of course it's easy to understand why he might subconsciously fucking, think Borderlands 3 is the greatest game, because it refers back to the greatest time of his life. You know what I mean?
He's also, like, super in deep, too, because...
Yeah, he can't walk that back now.
Yeah, he's kind of, like, Borderlands everything. The thing is that when he tries to go for other pieces of content, it flops, and he has to go back to Borderlands for, like, you know, support of himself and everything else. Something that I was told a while back is that it's a lot easier to diversify yourself when you have 5,000 whatever subs, follows, likes, whatever it is, than 500,000. And that's just, you know, proof right there, is that if you're in too deep, you're fucked.
I'm in the same boat. If I go to just chatting or play any other game, I have like 30, 40 viewers. If I go into Borderlands directory, I instantly shoot up to 65, 70 viewers, and that's for me not even playing the game right now. We're just talking about Borderlands in the thing. I at one point pigeonholed myself into Borderlands content. I got away from it with Destiny and GTA for a hot minute, and I was fucking doing super good on that. But I didn't like the direction they were taking, and Borderlands 3 was on the horizon, and I was like, you know, it's time to fucking go back and, you know, go back to work. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But fucking, I have pigeonholed myself as a Borderlands content creator, so now if I post anything other than Borderlands, it's not going to do as well. And K6 has done himself an even worse favor by pigeonhole himself by one game in the series, because Borderlands, at least I can play 4 different games. Like, we can all play Borderlands 1, the pre-sequel, 2, 3, and when you get tired of one, you go back to other, you know what I mean? And it'll fucking cycle it out, and people fucking expect that from you because that's what you do on your channel. But because he shilled so hard for Borderlands 3, he's now stuck in a hole where he has to say Borderlands 3 is the greatest game that I've ever fucking played. And he's probably still believes it, like I said, because it refers back to the greatest time of his life, when Gearbox was fucking dangling all sorts of fucking carrots in front of him.
And now he's posting Wonderlands right now, and, you know, that same cycle is going to hit right away.
Did you see me call any of these content creators out for being paid when I knew they were being paid at launch? No, because it wasn't a problem for me. I don't care that people get fucking paid. But then when I start exposing shit and leaking shit, and you fucking publicly call me a liar, and you hang me out to dry and ruin my credibility as the #1 source of Borderlands information in the goddamn community, then yes, now that's fucking, you know what I mean? Now I'm going to have a problem with you being paid, because you being paid has directly contributed to the fucking the destruction of my credibility, and that is exactly what Gearbox and Randy Pitchford wanted. You know what I mean? It's a well-known fact, like, that Randy Pitchford does not like me.
For sure, I mean, definitely. For
like,
sure.
I got tweets that I could show you of Randy Pitchford telling me to go fuck myself, yo. Like, I have gotten under his skin so bad that he publicly said, fuck you, the Waddle Gobbler was awesome. And I said, the Waddle Gobbler was awful content. It was trashed here. And then he compared my review to the Waddle Gobbler to a woman beating their child. But this is what I said. Like, a lot of these newer fucking fans, they only came in during Borderlands 3, so they don't know the history that's there. So when I say Randy Pitchford watched my vision, stole my idea because I tweeted out that I made a vision that Lilith phase walked the moon, and then 48 hours later, fucking Randy Pitchford's like, Lilith phase walked the moon, and then you got the Borderlands 3 fucking lead narrative director in the fucking comments going, should I be writing this down like it's brand new information? And he's tweeting it 48 hours after I made my video. Like, if it was your content that you did that, you would make that assumption that he stole your idea, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. If you put yourself in my shoes and look at things from my perspective and listen to my logic and rationale, you're like, man, MorninAfterKill was once a prominent creator. His credibility is destroyed, but he's still posting good fucking content about Lilith fucking phase walking the moon, And then Randy Pitchford posted about it 2 days later, and the lead narrative director of Borderlands 3 has no idea that this was a thing. And, like, anybody would make that reasonable assumption that Randy Pitchford jacked my fucking idea if it was your idea.
It kind of goes back to what I was saying when Epic said to me in a Discord DM, you know, they're, you know, 2K and Gearbox, they always watch.
Yeah.
And I've had, you know, developers watch me break apart their game essentially from the inside out, and eventually they, you know, started talking and they were saying like, you know, hey, that bug, you know, hey, this, you know, exploit and break, and I wasn't even a part of them and they were still watching my stuff.
Oh yeah, I knew they were watching when fucking they nerfed my Modes build before I fucking released it, because I was building it on stream. And they nerfed that shit before I got to release it on YouTube. And I was like, these motherfuckers, yo, they're watching my stream, yo.
Yeah.
It's just a fact, and people think this is a conspiracy theory. I'm like, dude, these companies have so much fucking money and expendable resources that they literally pay somebody who's fucking, they call them social media scrubbers. They literally go through social media, Reddit, fucking Instagram and shit, and they watch to see what people are saying. Like, have you ever never seen like a fucking, like a crazy idea from somebody and it just pops up in the game, and you're like, son of a bitch, they stole my idea, and they don't give any fucking credit for it. Any credit at all.
I mean, devs be in the stream too. I used to look at my chat viewers to see when devs were in the stream.
Yeah, no, for sure. They lurk. Here's the thing with Twitch, you can't see somebody's name in your stream unless they fucking type in the chat. So if they're just sitting there lurking, you don't know they're there at all. You know what I mean? And here's the thing, the walls talk, bro. The walls talk. Like, I'm not part of Bflattened's community, but I know all about what goes on in his shit. You know what I mean? Like, ThiccFila, I know all about his situation. I went through all his videos and fucking researched my fucking content. Like, K6 was like, you're bad at research. And I'm like, okay, I'll prove that to you. Like, you think that I'm bad at research because I leak breadcrumbs, little trails. Why? Number one, because it gives me a reason to double dip views on the same fucking subject. And number two, it's because if you give everything all at once, people are going to reject it like they did with SeigeOC. You have to break their emotional connection little by little. These people are literally suffering from fucking Stockholm Syndrome, you know? Like, it is a form of Stockholm Syndrome, and we have to fucking break those fucking chains, yo.
It gets scary sometimes how parasocial some people can be.
Yeah, and it doesn't help when
Terrifying.
you have K6 out there faking fucking death threats and shit like that. That doesn't help the narrative at all. It just that's just like what people do when they try to fucking garner pity for themselves when they're losing a fucking battle. You know?
Yeah, people got Stockholm Syndrome with Gearbox too.
Like, you saw in Termex's video, right? One thing I left out, because I'm going to make a video on this, is K6. There's another tweet, I'm sure you guys have got it in your fucking files, or you've seen it on Termex's video, or whatever, where K6 says, these people that are saying that they should go kill themselves deserve to be called out and fucking put public pedestal and shit like that, right? Like, he was grandstanding about that shit. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know that tweet?
Yeah, I remember that tweet.
It's funny that he's willing to say that about somebody that says, go kill yourself, but when he receives a death threat, he keeps it quiet for a month? Right? Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Like, that if he received a death threat because of my fucking videos, that's the first thing he would have done, was run to fucking social media and been like, oh my god, guys, look how fucking terrible this fucking harassment is. Am I not wrong about that?
That's inconsistent. Cause...
Especially when it's like a fucking, that's like an easy fucking low-hanging fruit to fucking have, like, the mobilize people against me. Stop your tirade, Mac. They're gonna kill K6. Like, what? What are you talking? Like... Ain't nobody gonna show up. And here's the funny thing. He shows me a person with a house and a knife, right? in an emoji that's his fucking death threat that he received. And I'm like, bro, you got that shit like 3 days before Halloween. You don't even know what the fuck that's referencing. And it could be a fucking somebody excited for Five Nights for Freddy's. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you don't know what the fuck that is. It's just fucking emojis in your fucking chat, bro. We see shit. We see worse shit. Can you guys agree that we see worse shit than that on a regular basis that we don't make public just because we fucking brush it off to the fucking same fucking bullshit these 12-year-olds on the internet?
In emojis? Yeah, absolutely. We're kind of accustomed to
it just fucking
dark
bounces
side
right
of the internet
off you at some point. Like, you just become numb to the bullshit on the internet. Why do you think I have no problem standing in the mud and letting these people talk to me? Because they don't know me in my real fucking life. None of these people are gonna affect what my fucking people that I know in my real life are gonna fucking. So when I walk away from the internet, it doesn't bother me. You can't be cyberbullied because you could just turn it off. You can literally, like, K6 cyberbullies himself by doom scrolling my channel and watching my videos. That's his choice, not mine.
You can't control.
I don't force him to watch my videos.
Any creator can't force what their community does either.
No.
Like, everyone's gonna do their thing.
No, not at all. Like, at some point, like, you're responsible for your community to a degree, but you're not responsible for an individual in your community that is unhinged.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all for coming on and talking with me and shit like that. Like I said, like, I'm a reasonable person. This is what I offered K6, yo. I was like, come on Discord and talk to me like a fucking human being. But no, now you make me fucking go on fucking YouTube and, like, anybody that knows YouTube. Like, if I just post the video saying, like, K6 is a bad person, it's not gonna get any fucking views or clicks and shit. You know, you gotta fucking make that shit sensational. You gotta make a headline. You gotta fucking make somebody want to grab your magazine and read that fucking article. And drama, rage baiting, clicks for views right now is super in on the internet right now. Like, a lot of the fucking bigger channels that are popping off is popping off on fucking rage bait and drama clicks, you know? So fucking, if people are gonna keep consuming the content, why am I gonna stop making it? People are actually fucking latching on and starting to realize that this isn't just an unhinged rant. Like, ThiccFila a couple of months ago was like back here backing up all these motherfuckers, and now ThiccFila's here listening to me, and we had a conversation, and he's like, bro, you make a lot of really good fucking points.
Yeah, you did.